Isn't it crazy how dependent our moods are sometimes on the weather? Like, it's a beautiful blue sky Saturday afternoon here in central London. I'm walking through Clerkenwell east to west towards Soho to meet some mates for some pub and some evening action. And I was just thinking as I was walking past here for the last half hour or so, how good my mood has been the last couple of days. And I'm like, why is that? And there is a close to 100% correlation with the fact that the weather the last couple of days in this city has been outstanding, especially for early March. Hello, by the way, how are you? I hope you're well. I'm behind these sunnies. Sorry if the sunnies are rude, but it's like, whatever. That feeling is lovely right now as the sun's out, guns out. If I had guns, they would be out, but I don't have guns, so. But right now, on days like today, typically I'd feel really good. And I'd think, oh, I'm gonna feel this good all the time. But I know next week the temperature's dropping back down towards 0 in the evenings. Undoubtedly, it's gonna get cloudy, raining. The storms of March will probably come at some point. And it's very likely that all of that false hope that was drawn upon in the early parts of March would completely dissipate by the time we're in a 1 week or 2 weeks time. Like, I'm walking through the streets here and I'm seeing people sitting in cafes and pubs and beer gardens looking like they're having a great time, and good for them. That's awesome, man. Like, the winter in this city is long, it's harsh, the summer sometimes feels too short, and so as a general rule, when the sun's out, when things are good, make the most of it. Leverage your opportunities. Enjoy your life while you can. That's solid advice. However, I would caution that the reliance on external factors in order for us to feel good as like a precondition or a prerequisite is a dangerous game to be playing. It encourages a cycle of avoidance. External factors should be seen as bonuses. They should be seen as, great, if the sun's out, I'm going to take that while I can. But the more that we become reliant on external factors, and of course the sun is just a metaphor, it could be the way that other people are treating us, it could be waiting for a lucky break to happen in your career, it could be relying on hoping that that person calls you back. All of those things still are categorized under the broader thing of external factors. What I'm learning slowly in my life, probably took me too long to learn this, but hey, we're getting there now. What I'm learning is that the external things have to be seen as bonuses. There has to be the cultivation, though, beneath that, of internal factors that provide us our own sense of fulfillment, regardless of what's happening in the outside world. What do you mean by that? Random person on the internet, on my screen, on YouTube? Go away. Fair enough. I can't really answer that question directly for you, mate. You have to figure that out for yourself. But as a general principle, the internal sense of guidance has to be finding fulfillment and meaning and a strong enough why that regardless of what's happening in the outside world, regardless of if the sun's out or not, or if that person calls you back or not, please call me back, by the way. That's a clear joke, relax. Take a seat, mate. Is that regardless of what's happening in the outside world, you still have something to occupy your attention, such that you're not drifting in the wind waiting for that outside approval, all those external factors to tip back in a positive favor. You can have a sense of controlling your own fate. Of course, there's always a limit to that. We can't control all the factors in our life, but having a sense of doing what is within our control to the best of our abilities, or close enough, that's a game-changing thing, in my view. And of course, that assumes that we need to take the time to first figure out what it is that's important to us, what it is that would generate an authentic and real enough why, such that when the sun disappears and the clouds come out, we still have something to occupy our time and focus regardless. That's easier said than done, but it's essential. Otherwise, we're fucked. We are just walking through life, waiting for winter to end, so to speak, and literally in this city. And we're kind of just dependent on stupid outside forces, like whether the weather's good, whether our football team won, whether we had a good day at work, whether the tube wasn't too crowded in the morning. If we're always waiting on those things, that doesn't mean that we'll never have good times. Of course we will. But it just means that we have this underlying sense of we're not in control of our lives. And not in a peaceful letting go kind of way, but in a really anxiety-provoking, troubling sense. And of course, the second step after identifying what that why is to applying a gentle consistency and discipline to focus back on that thing every day, especially when we get distracted by external factors playing up, as they tend to do inevitably from time to time.
Yeah.
This metaphor that I'm using of blue skies and waiting for sunny days, I've heard it used a lot before in training things like meditation. I mean, what do I know about meditation? But I've come a bit out of the way of the noise so that I can talk. I can't hear you otherwise. Not that I can hear you actually, but you know. And like, what do I know about meditation? Absolutely nothing. But there are a lot of parallels. The idea that the main focus or purpose of meditation is to be focusing on something very specific and small but natural to you, like your own breath. With the key thing being that your breath is something that is happening already inside of you. And so thoughts, feelings, emotions that are going to inevitably cross over your mind and come and go, those things you can't really control. And attempting to be reliant on those things in order for you to feel good or to feel connected to something may be a bonus, but may also be extremely destabilizing. When we inevitably are distracted by those things, in the same way that we can be put off by cloudy days, bullshit external conditions happening in our lives, we can instead be more peacefully detached and saying we can't control those things, but we can when we are distracted by those things, when we do find ourselves getting down about the weather or whatever else it is, to peacefully draw our attention back to our breath, or as the case may be more broadly, drawing our attention back to our why. What are the simple, authentic things that we can be doing to be moving our life forward and to feeling connected to whatever it is that we find important and fulfilling to us? For me, as one small example, something small right now, like trying to make one of these videos every day or most days, is a really gentle reminder each day to be doing something that I enjoy, doing something that feels creative, doing something that feels authentic to me. Being able to talk to a camera about whatever feels like something that, despite whether it's sunny outside or whether it's the weekend or whether I'm feeling unwell, whatever it is, despite the external conditions that will come and go, for better and for worse, gently pulling my attention back to something that I know that I should be doing, and that if I do, I will feel good afterwards, really helps to simplify things. Because instead of being wildly oscillating through the ups and downs of what happens throughout our week, we can very gently just be saying to ourselves, what am I meant to be doing right now? Oh yeah, it's this. And then just going back and doing it. Simplifies things. Makes things a lot easier, mate. On that note, I'm going to keep walking here into Soho. Have myself a delightful evening. Mates and good times. I assume they don't want to be on camera too much, so I don't want to be like that guy pulling my phone out the entire night to film them. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Maybe I'm a terrible friend. I don't know. Don't judge me. See you tomorrow, mate. Take care. Enjoy the weather while it lasts. Peace.